All right, so today we are going to um, dive deeper into writing equations of lines. So yesterday we talked about slope-intercept form. Yesterday we just did slope formula and finding the slope from a graph. So today we're going to talk about slope-intercept form of a line. And y'all, this is one of the topics that many people come into high school already familiar with. Okay, so there are going to be a few changes to the notes that you have today, and I will show you those as we go through them. Okay. All right, whenever I first ask about slope, most of you do go ahead and tell me y equals mx plus b. Even though that's not what I want when I initially ask about slope, that's where most of you jump to. Where m is representing your slope and b is representing your y-intercept. Okay, so the first part of our notes, for first example, is going to be super duper easy. They're giving you both the slope, which we're going to put in for m, and the y-intercept, which we're going to put in for b. So literally every one of these is an M and a B. So this is going in for M, this is going in for B on every single one of these problems. All right, which means the Y and the X are going to stay there. And y'all, when you write the equation of a line, there will be a Y and an X. So I'm going to start with Y equals immediately. And then for this one, 2 is my M. So it's going to be 2. There's my X. And my B is -1. But instead of putting plus -1, we're just going to write -1. Always start with y equals, my m here is -3/5x, and then plus 4. Y equals -3x plus 2. All right, on this one, I'm going to show you both ways. So the first way is just to write it like you see it, -1x plus 7. But understood negative ones are not going to be on your EOC. Okay, so we just write it y equals -x plus 7. Now, if you are turning a paper into me and you're writing the answer and you have that one there, it's fine. But it's an understood one, so it's not required to be there actually to write it. Okay. All right, number 5 would be y equals 1/4 x. Again, plus 0 is what it says, but that won't be there on the EOC. It would just be y equals 1/4 x. And then the last one would be y equals -5/2x minus 3. So those are super easy. They gave you the m, they gave you the b, and you're just plugging it into the equation. Again, remember that on every one of these, y and x stayed there. It was in the formula. Okay, we just plugged in for m and b. All right, so moving down to the second part. All right, graphing. They gave you the graph, so we did this yesterday where we're just counting our slope. Okay, so I'm going to do that first to find my m. I'm going to count my slope. So I'm going to go up 3 and over 1. So that is 3/1. And then your y-intercept is where this dot crosses the y-axis. So we're going to start in the middle right here. And we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So that point is -4. So the equation of that line, now that we have our m and our b, is y equals 3x minus 4. Okay, same thing on the next one. Start by your slopes. We're going to go down and right. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a -6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's -6/4, which is going to reduce to -3/2. And then again, our y-intercept is up here at 7. So that makes the equation of the line y equals -3/2x plus 7. Okay. Same thing on all 8 of these. Okay. So I'm going to count up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then my y-intercept here is -3. So that's going to be y equals 2/5x minus 3. Number 10, we're going to go up 5 and over 5. And 5/5 is the same thing as 1. Remember, we don't write 1, so that's just x. and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -6 is your y-intercept. Okay, down 2, that's a -2. And over 8. So again, -2 over 8 is going to become -1/4. And then our y-intercept is here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So +5. Up 4 over 3. So that's y equals 4 over 3x. And then we're at 0 here. So remember, we don't put that plus 0. So it's just 4 over 3x. All right, last 4 of these. -8 over 4. And -8 over 4 gives me -2x. And then this is -3. All right. -5 over 6. Don't forget your x, and the y-intercept is up here at +1. 2 over 6, which is going to be 1 over 3, and that's at -2. And the last one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a -10 over 2, which is -5. X, and then up here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is your y-intercept. Okay, so that's writing the equation given m and b, so given slope and y-intercept, and then writing the equation from a graph. So that was our first set of notes for today, and then we jumped into writing linear equation. Okay, so there were a couple of changes I made here. All right, we do not ever do point slope formula for me, so we're going to cross both of those out. Okay, and in place of both of those, we are going to write slope intercept form, because you already know slope intercept form. So that's what we're going to be using. Okay, they use point slope a lot on the whenever they did this, but we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to make things easier for us. Okay, so when we talked about this in class, every ordered pair has both an x and a y, and our slope is our m. So if I'm using our formula y equals mx plus b, okay, I'm simply going to plug in what I see. So in other words, this m value is going to go here. This y value is going to go here, and this x value is going to go here, leaving me with an unknown b. So it looks like this. Y is 1, m is 2, parentheses, times 4 plus b. And now we're going to simplify. 2 times 4 is 8. One-step equation. So -7 is our b. Once we get -7 as our b, they already gave us our m, and now we found our b, we can write our equation. Y equals, our m was 2, and our b is -7. So for all of these, you're going to find b first by plugging in what you were given, and then plug b and m into your equation like we did at the very beginning of our notes. Okay, so same thing. Y is 4, m is 1/2, x is 2 plus b. Half of 2 is 1. And then we're going to solve from there. So we're going to subtract 1. So 3 is b. So there's our b. And then our m was up here. So it's y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Y'all, those of you that were in class today, you really honestly seem to grasp this pretty well. So that should be comforting to you. Most of you have already done your homework, so you're ahead of the game. All right, so here we go. Y is 0, m is 2/3, x is -6 plus b. Okay, so if you're simplifying this, 2 times -6 is -12, and -12 divided by 3 is -4. So I'm going to add my 4, and 4 equals b. Again, here's my m, here's my b. Let's write our equation. Y equals 2/3 x plus 4. All right. Y is -1, m is -3/4, b is x is -8 plus b. All right, so here we go. -3 times -8 is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So then I'm going to move that 6. So that's a -1 minus 6 more is -7, y'all. So I have a slope of -3/4 and a y-intercept of -7, which gives me the equation -3/4 x minus 7. Y is -3, m is -1, x is 4 plus b. So that gives me -3 equals -4 plus b. Add your 4. So 1 equals b. We've got our m. We've got our b. Let's get our equation. Okay, so again, I left the 1 off in front of the x. It's just -x because that's how you'll see it on your EOC. Okay. Y is -9, m is 4, x is 0 plus b. So that gives me -9. Now 4 times 0 is 0, so I'm not even going to put that. So we didn't even have to solve to get our b here. We just simplified, and there it was, which gives us the equation y equals 4x minus 9. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. There are several more of these on the back side of your notes, or the second half of your notes, and I will go through them, like I said, pretty fast. But you should get the gist of what was going on from the last 6 that I did or so. So literally always plugging in y equals m times x plus b, and now we're going to simplify. So -12 divided by 3 is -4. So we're going to add our 4, and -5 plus 4 is going to give me -1 for b. So we've got m, we've got b, so y equals 1/3 x minus 1. Okay. Again, always, y'all, you found your b, they were given your m. You found your b, you were given your m. That's -10 divided by 5 is -2. Now remember, those 5s can just cancel. We've talked about that as well. Okay, plus 2 gives me -7 is my b. So with my m and my b, it's going to be -2/5 x minus 7. So now we're going to add our 4 over here. Okay, if you're at home doing these on your own, at this point you should stop my video. You should try one on your own, and then you should press play and see if you've got what I've got. Don't just copy, okay? Because in class, that's not what we do. We spend some time to work on it, and then we go. But at home, for sake of my time, I'm not going to pause unless you work on it. I'm going to go through all the problems, okay? And then you need to pause the video, try to work one out on your own, then come back and press play and get to where the answer is and see if you did it right. And if you didn't, see what happened. Rewind and see what happened. All right, that's 24 divided by 3 is 8. So I'm going to subtract 8. Negative 1 minus 8 is negative 9 is our B. So that gives me y equals negative 4 over 3x minus 9. Okay, subtract 20. So our B is negative 11. So that gives me the equation y equals 5x minus 11. All right. 13, it's going to be a little different. It's one of our special ones, okay? So whenever I do this one, I'm going to do it just like normal. Okay, so if I go back and I write y equals 0x minus 4, remember 0 times anything is just 0. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm just going to write y equals negative 4. So this is a special one because there is no x variable in the answer, and we'll talk about what that means maybe tomorrow. Okay. All right, 14. Okay, so again, we've got our M and our B. All right, and our last two problems. So the 4 is canceled on the negative times the negative is a positive. That's what I did there. Just make sure y'all are with me. So 0 equals B. So out of habit, I'm going to put y equals negative 1/4 x plus 0. But remember, EOC-wise, that plus 0 won't be there. So it's just y equals negative 1/4 x. Okay? Again, if you turn the plus 0 into me, you're fine. All right, but just understand multiple choice-wise on an EOC, it wouldn't be there. Okay, so you have plenty of examples here on how to do these. Your homework for this one was, I believe, only the even problems on that worksheet, I believe. So double check your assignment sheet and Canvas to make sure that's right. And make sure you do turn in your work on Canvas. Okay, thank you guys. See you tomorrow.